What about you personally?
But that's what I was going to say is the way that enhanced kind of my personal experience through it is that I realized that I kind of like it. I kind of like it. It's not a control freak thing. It's not this or it's not that. But what it is it's
a moving target.
It's a different way to feel a crowd and create a show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I make a song list. I don't make set lists because that way I can feel out the crowd. And if the crowd is in one mood, we play this way. And if the crowd's in a different mood, we play that way. Or if we begin to shift their mood, then that's when the cool magic kind of stuff happens. But, personally, there's just, I've joked about it before, but, my band meetings are just incredible. I sit down with myself. We talk about what we're going to do. Seems like a blank
canvas probably every day, right?
It is, and it's like I have great guys who play the shit out of the music. They're really adventurous, but there's a different thing when you have kind of 4 people all having an equal say into things. There's times where that can be rough. There are times where that can be really hard. Yeah. Because you may have people pulling one way for maybe not the right reason, or somebody pulling this way for not the right reason either. So it's like, as far as the personal thing goes, it allows me to think in a different way, and it allows me to be affected by the music in a totally different way. And it's wild now because there's the first year and a half of doing it, I wasn't playing any stuff from Yonder. I wasn't playing any of my old material at all. I just didn't want to. It was a separation, church and state. It was, it was like
no one wants to see pictures of their ex-wife on the wall.
Well, and also
not in a bad way,
but also too, it's like I didn't. At that time the band was Danny Barnes and Ross Martin and Eric Tureen. I also didn't want them to feel like, hey guys, now you get to be the jukebox playing.
Like the tribute band type of shit.
And I'm not interested in that shit.
Yeah.
But you
have to set that tone coming out of the gate.
But over the last year plus of it kind of, those tunes coming back, because I was like, fuck it, I love these tunes. I want to play these songs, so I'm going to totally play them. And they're brand new. It's like a total new thing, so it's...
life is good.
It is. It's fun because I get to... There's a different space that these guys occupy as opposed to what Yonder was doing, what we were doing together. And they both were just so fucking fun. They both had their great times within them. It's just it's also too when, it was not the easiest thing in the world. When you live together and you're with each other that much, and you do this and you do that, and it's like the water can get really murky. And when it all kind of poofed, it was just like, oh, okay, all right, well now the Band-Aid's off. Let's try to do something.
Well, it's one of those things too, not to take up too much more of your time, but it's one of those things where I think of if you kept the train rolling, it could have been a worse scenario of maybe losing more friendships or something.
Yeah.
I don't know how bad it was, and I'm not trying to pry into that, but...
I just find it so funny that the biggest thing that I've come to think about is, like, it's been, like, in April it'll be 3 years, right, since the phone call and the discussion.
The phone call.
And it used to, I used to kind of get perturbed, because we'd do an interview, and I've got this band, and I've got, I'll put out a record, or I've got this, or I've got that, and it's like, it's a half-an-hour interview, and the first 2 minutes are about this and that, and then the question is, it's like, so when this happened, and then we end up falling into this quagmire of talking about it. But the thing that hit me is that if it's 3 years afterwards, a lot of people must have really given a huge shit about it.
Agreed.
Because if it's like people are still,
there was a lot of us that watched you guys for years.
Every day when I play a show, someone will come up and ask me about something.
I apologize.
No. But the thing is, it makes me realize it's like, well, it was something special. It was.
It definitely was.
And it's like, and I have no follow up with anything that's going on now. I just remember the time that it was, and I would never. There'll be folks that are like, well, shit, and I'm like, I would never ever speak ill about that.
Agreed.
Ever. I just
and what you're saying about being a solo artist. Now
I get to do this. Fuck.
Well, and life's good.
Yeah.
Like, you have a whole blank canvas every time you're going out there, and you can have as much fun.
Well, and I also have a different freedom too, where I can, we have weird little. I have weird little conducting things that I do with the guys that are really subtle. There's someone not so subtle when you put up devil horns and you take the music to hell, or little things, but it's that. Some of those tricks when it's a full equal kind of thing can maybe sometimes come across not the right way.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, well, who do you think you are, or this and that. But it's, you know, it's like it's like I said, it's kind of funny that 3 years after the fact, it's like, wow, people must have given a shit. So, you know, it was, and that's the thing. It's like I could never speak ill about it. It's like, shit, I got to travel the world with my friends and play music.
Yeah. And now you have this whole new chapter.
Well, and also too, and now I get to, like, I'm doing a bunch of shows with Keller Williams, or I get to go fly and do a show here or do that show there. I wouldn't be able to have those things happen if I was on a touring schedule like I was on, you know. And it's also, you know, I made a decision. It's like I missed a lot of birthdays, I missed a lot of Easters, I missed a lot of this and a lot of that. Trick-or-treating with my kids. Now it's like, I'm off. Yeah. I'm home, and that's just how it goes. You know, it's like I don't. If I have the ability to change it and to make that decision, then, you know, and that's the other part of it. Sometimes when you have this house and things start to get really out of control, you can feel so lost. You know, and you can lose a lot.
Or confined to a room.
Or you can lose a lot of yourself, or confined to a room. You know, with the analogy, but when that house finally just caves in, and then you rebuild it, there's this different sense of order, and you find again like a happy space, you know, and then they kind of let that grow, you know, and it's it was perfect. The timing of it happening couldn't have happened at a better time, because it had to happen. But now that this is, you know, and it's like, this is really it's like 2 years that this has been going on, with the first year really light touring. And it's I'm just excited because this is, you know, also too, this is what I do.
Well, it's a rebirth of you too.
Yeah, I mean, well, true. Yeah, you know, it's like I'm a dad with 3 kids and a wife, and, you know, and different set of reality, you know. So it's, you know, that's not as fun as everybody possibly imagines online that it is. It's really not as exciting as people may imagine that it is. But you know,
But it's all about those moments on stage.
And I wouldn't rather be. And these guys, I walked off stage today. I'm like, this is the best band I've ever fucking played in. Like, you guys are just so fucking good. Like, you just blow my mind every time. Like, you blow my mind every time. You know, and Mike's brand new with the band, but still, he's playing his ass off. He's like 24 years old. He's this old soul, just making shit happen and inspiring what I'm doing, what everybody's doing, you know. And it's just cool to be a part of, you know. It's cool to be a part of, and to play with a group of musicians. It really is that blank canvas thing, you know. And it's like, I have so much music. There's so much music, it's hard to get caught up.
Yeah,
you know.
agreed.
In addition to, like, it'll come. We'll be on stage, or we'll be driving, or we'll be doing this, and I'll think of like a tune of mine that used to play in Yonder. I'll be like, oh, that'd be really fun to try with these guys. You know, rearrange it a little bit, maybe mess with it a little bit, and then I put it in this pile of like 150 songs, in addition to brand new originals and brand new this and brand new that. And, well, you know, we don't play a lot of covers, but I'm like, oh, that'd be a fun little cover to play. You know, my goal is to not have a set list that's like 2/3 covers. I don't want to do that. You know, it's like I don't want to do that anymore. It's fun to play original music or older stuff or you know, obscure kind of stuff. Or if I'm going to play a cover, I want it to be my friend's songs, you know.
I feel like you're a kid in a candy store right now.
It's fun. It's really fun. That's the part too, is that, like, it's fun.
That's what it was supposed to be the whole time.
It's supposed to be the whole time. And,
yeah.
You know, it's like anything in life. You know, it can have a way of not being fun.
But you got to reconnect to it again.
Yep.
And that's what this is.
Yeah. And it's been wild. You know, it's like, just on the last tour, on a couple of nights, I had people walk up at the end of the night and they're like, man, I haven't seen you in years. I was like, I vowed I would never go see you again. but that was awesome, and I totally I'll come see you all the time now. I'm like, well, thank you. You know, I'll finish with this. The strangest thing that I get told is people come up, they're like, I miss you, man. I'm like, I'm fucking right here.
I never went anywhere.
Here, hold on. I have my tour schedule. Jesus, I'm everywhere. Yeah. Like, that's very nice of you to say, but if you miss me, you know what? You totally can come and see me. I'm right here. Yeah. I'm going to be all over the place. So.